Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then he gave Moses the 10 Commandments. And now we have municipal, state, and federal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws that might impact you without you knowing it. So listen to Talk Law Radio every week and encourage your family and friends to listen as well, especially when you're sitting around the table at Thanksgiving. Tell them, hey, have you heard about Talk Law Radio? You really ought to listen to this. Today we're talking with Mark Witting, president of Towne Twin Village, about housing first, the philosophy that gives somebody a house and then they can start letting their guard down, start feeling better, gaining confidence, getting some services. Before the break, Mr. Wittig was telling us a story about an individual, and so I want to go back to that, let you finish that, about somebody who did go cold turkey, no drugs on day one.
Well, he just didn't feel the need for it anymore. He knew his antenna told him he's home.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't expect that to be so quick, but from day one, he just released he just happened to tell me that.
Well, that's a miracle.
Yeah.
For everybody else, do you have services that help with that?
We have a large building that's the Dorothy Day House, and we have two lanes we serve, those that live on the campus, 55 and older, who have been chronically homeless, and those who are homeless, 50 and older, who can come there during the day and have breakfast and have lunch. They can do their laundry there. They can get a haircut there. And they can just chill, and they can take advantage of the medical building, which is right next door, and deal with medical needs. If we have activities in our activity buildings, they're invited to them. Mm-hmm. So they have a place where they're welcomed. So those are the two lanes we serve. And but as I was saying, in Austin, 60-70% of the people on their own just drop their addiction. Mm-hmm. Because the addiction in many cases is a mask to cover our woundedness, our loneliness, or whatever it is.
Right.
And when that's dealt with, they just kind of, without anybody pitching them or encouraging them, they just kind of do it.
There might be some people out there that just assume that every homeless person is on drugs. How do you deal with drug use on the campus? I mean, does it happen?
So our philosophy is that if you're doing drugs on the campus and you can be seen, you're going to be discouraged, and if you're selling or doing things, you'll get a couple warnings. Mm-hmm. But if you're what you do in your house, I don't want to sound like we're encouraging it, but we treat the people in their homes the same way the three of us treat our neighbors. We don't go in their house and say, what are you doing?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So there's a respect.
Right.
And that respect is what allows them to let go. They're respected as a human being.
Yeah.
And they're not. So it works, but it works in a left-handed way.
I want to encourage you to explain to Joseph your statistics or your theory that this is actually less expensive than warehousing homeless people.
Well, homeless people who are on the street, they have a get out of jail card, and it's 911.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you need something, you're hurting, whatever else, that's what you call. Mm-hmm. And at that point, the meter's running, which the community is paying for. Mm-hmm. So it's an ambulance or it's a police, and they take you to the emergency room or they take you to jail, whatever it is. It's just running. It's just running.
Yeah.
At some point, you're back on campus, and guess what? Or you're back on the street. You can dial that number again, mm-hmm. and again and again. It gets action. And so there's just a hidden cost that's far greater than actually formally doing something like we're doing and others do to give people a home, give them so they don't have to be so vulnerable. Yeah. If you're on the street, you're a very high risk of being a crime victim. And a lot of people on the street, they're going to bed early. Like they'd be in bed right now already, at 6 p.m.
When it gets dark.
They get their space, and it's just safer. They're not necessarily wandering the streets. Yeah. Now we deal with an older population. We deal with 50 and older for the Dorothy Day House and 55 to live on the campus. So it's a senior. And there's homeless that are younger than that, obviously. Mm-hmm. But that's the niche that we targeted. Mm-hmm.
And if they have disabilities, are you able to accommodate that?
Well, we have this medical building, and University Hospital and Center for Healthcare Services are there, right on our campus, 25 feet from the Dorothy Day House. And so there's help there. If they need a specialist of some type, they can obviously take advantage of that. When you're there, the intent is for you to be there for life, if you choose. Mm-hmm. It's not a prison, so you can leave and not come back anytime you want. But its intent is that you have a home, and that changes everything when you start having friends. And if you come do a tour, you'll find that we arrange the houses in clusters, and they're all facing each other in a large oval. And the goal is to build things so that you become friends. Then you go to the Dorothy Day House and you're breaking bread with somebody. Mm-hmm. And so all of a sudden, over time, you're not alone. Mm-hmm. And you see people, and we come up with activities, and we're always seeking volunteers, people to come help and do different things to bring love and humanity into the campus. And the other thing I'll mention is, I don't want to forget this, that the city could use, 10 to 12 campuses, whether they're 17 acres or 5 acres, But the need is great, and it makes a world of difference. When you come there, you feel safe. You walk around. I do tours, and anybody listening, I'd love to give you a tour. You'll walk right by the people that are living there, and they look like your neighbor. It's just things have changed.
How do people schedule a tour?
You go to Towne with a E, Towne, Towne Twin Village. Go to the website and schedule a tour.
Okay.
And you'll be surprised. And somebody listening here may feel connected to this and want to be involved. We welcome that. The more people getting involved, the more love and warmth the campus will generate.
And what do you need in order to create more communities?
Well, we need two things. One, we need people, and we have a fair number, but we can always use more. There's days I walk by our activity buildings, and there's moments when there's nothing going on. It'd be nice to have more things going on. Mm-hmm. We also need more campuses, whether we do it or we help somebody else do it. We're taking a bite of the need, but the need is bigger than mm-hmm. the number we're serving. We're building right now 4 apartment buildings that will take 20 each. And when we get that finished this time next year, we'll have about 210 people living on campus. And then maybe we have 100 a day or some number come to the Dorothy Day House.
What's the biggest challenge in starting another community?
Well, one is to find the site. And then we found, we had the county and the city support us, and we found nonprofits that supported us. We found individuals that support us, and all that would have to be repeated. But I believe the city and the county would be game to help. Mm-hmm. And the fact that this first one is pretty successful, and it's less theory now; it's real.
Right. You have a real world example, and so that's why I asked you, Joseph. Yeah. Can somebody give land? Yeah. Because, that would be helpful if it had a bus line next to it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely can give land. Yeah. I have a question real quick. I think it's interesting because it's a philosophy which I remember hearing that you build an environment and then people change around the environment. It's kind of what I'm hearing with Housing First. What are some success stories? I'd be really interested in hearing that, like how it's changed people's lives or some good success stories of residents that y'all had there.
Well, one is the rules we have are pretty much the same rules as your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You don't expect someone to go start a fire in front of your house.
Yeah.
Same rule we have.
Yeah.
And so we're not burdened with a lot of rules, which we do respect. The way they're treated is with respect. And I tell people the dignity is the subliminal message of Towne Twin Village.
Yeah.
Everybody was born with dignity, but some of our dignity has been covered over with the hardness of life. And we're there fanning it and turning it a glow. And everybody has it. And when you come to the campus, you'll see people, they look like your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's because their dignity has been touched.
Yeah.
And that's the name of it.
But do you have any trouble with people that get there for the first time when they're with their scars and their maybe bitterness?
Well, it takes time. So this one example was day one, but it's usually within a year, and usually it could be. I've seen it sooner than later. If we find somebody who doesn't really want to be there and they need a more specialized place, we will find a place for them out of respect for that person and respect for those still at the campus.
Okay.
And that does happen, but we try to keep that to a bare minimum.
But you have a very patient staff, I would imagine.
Yes, and they're trained with that in mind.
Let's talk about that after the break. We got to take a break. I'm here with Mark Witting, president of Towne Twin Village. If you'd like to take a tour, he'll probably be the one to give you the tour. And I've heard that it's a lot of fun. Joseph Warren is with us also with some interesting financial questions and philosophies. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.